Aloha, welcome to Netra's News. I'm Netra Halperin, and I'm really excited about the show tonight. It's about the Energy and Sustainability Learning Center that Kihei Charter School is putting in, and they're going to have a big competition, and that's why I wanted to do the show now, because there's still a month, and all you creative, entrepreneurial, sustainability people out in the community, now's your time to learn about this, and you can still enter. So we have with us in the studio Stuart Karlan, who is the community advisor, and we've got Dylan and Nathan, who are both Kihei Charter School student project coordinators. So Stuart, tell us about this project.
Well, it's what you just said. It's going to be an energy and sustainability learning center, and we really want to have every possible kind of demonstration, either a really working model or an actual plant that's actually doing the kind of work that it's describing. Right. So we'll have everything from renewable energy, obviously photovoltaic and wind power, but we'll be having a spirulina pond, for example, and we'll be growing spirulina both for food and to make fuel. Okay. And we're going to have aquaponics, and this competition that we have is really to try to bring forward designs from all the creative people in the community. Yeah. We've got an acre of land, a little over an acre of land, right between Azeka Plaza and the pond in Kihei. So it's central Kihei, and we'd like to have as much creativity and innovation as we can there. That's the first. We'll talk some more about it, though.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dylan, what is your participation in this project?
Well, I've been on board with this project since like August of last year, sometime around there, and I've just been helping out in whatever area I could or can, and we've been meeting weekly every Tuesday, very consistently in the 7th month time period or however long. But my main part of this is to construct a greenhouse pavilion on the lot, and I've been designing that and pricing it, and we just got the materials today. I worked on it. My father and we went down, set some ceiling joists up, and so we'll get rolling on that with help from the Boy Scouts and other organizations.
Awesome. Okay, great. And then Nathan, I know you're doing a fence. So what are you doing, Nathan?
Well, I'm also a project manager. We're both project managers, because eventually down the line, we're going to have other students involved with the project. It's going to be a place where students can go and do their projects there. Right. So they're going to come to us and then be like, oh, I want to do a project. What do you have? What do you need? And we'll be like, oh, well, we need a solar panel put up here, and then they'll go off and do it. But right now we're working on putting up a fence around the lot, which is going to be my Eagle Scout project. He's also going for his Eagle Scout project with the pavilion, and that's really all for what I'm doing now with it. Right. Okay, wonderful. And you'll see in the video that we show later that it's right behind Azeka. So anybody who's shopping at Azeka 2, not the Mackay one, but the Malco one, just look in the back parking lot, kind of behind Bank of Hawaii and Jaws Fish Taco, and then you'll see it. So you might want to watch it over time as it starts evolving and changing. So. Why did you want to do this? What was the initiative or the brainstorm that led to this?
Well, it started out when we were working with South Maui Sustainability, and we were presenting movies and had talks, and we got one on-the-ground project going there, which was initially a garden at the Kihei Elementary School. And then the whole garden thing really expanded, and that has taken off. But we were trying to think of a way of having kind of a boots-on-the-ground way of working with energy and other aspects of sustainability. And the idea of having a kind of an exhibit of all of the different modes that people could actually see and touch and learn from seemed like the way to do that. And the idea is to have the potential for this is that it'll actually be a tourist attraction.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be on the map for Maui, and kids from all the schools will be able to come over and learn from it, and it'll be open to the public at certain times. And at some point, we may even put some of the exhibits, miniaturize them to some degree, and put them on a big flatbed truck, take it around to the different schools, and even to the neighbor islands.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So we have a slideshow, and Dylan, could you please tell us about these slides?
Well, this is just the title slide. Here is our vision statement. And our vision statement is acknowledging that Maui is an island with limited resources. We as a community need to adapt to a more sustainable way of living. Our island is right now very highly dependent on the outside world, and we don't really need to be. In the case of a catastrophe or other kind of disaster, it would be cut off and we would run out of food and gas in a matter of days. We have the ability right now to become an independent and sustainable island, and we have the ability to empower ourselves through creating renewable energy and living a sustainable lifestyle, and through a sustainable food source, we can live a sustainable lifestyle. And by using our island to the fullest, we can become a sustainable, independent place. So next slide. Here's our mission statement, if Nathan wants to read that.
Okay. Our mission statement is to create a learning center that provides the education necessary to form a sustainable lifestyle. Inside the center, citizens will learn about renewable forms of energy. The center will also teach the community about sustainable ways to produce other resources we need, such as food. With the outdoor classroom, schools can use the Learning Center to teach students about sustainability during the school day. The Learning Center will be a major step in making Maui a sustainable and independent island.
All right, here are some of the, here's kind of like some of the basic demonstration ideas that we would have in this park, or Learning Center, I should say. We'll have various kinds of wind and solar energies. Would like to display geothermal. Aquaponics is going to be a big part. We've talked to some people already at Maui Aquaponics about that. A spirulina booth, a kind of algae that you can use for fuel and food. And pretty much anything that people want to pitch to us that will lead to a more sustainable lifestyle for the people of Maui. Nathan, if you wants to.
All right. This part of the slideshow is just going over people who's helped us and people who are involved. This is Gene Zarro. He was the one who actually came to me about the project, and I was like, oh, cool, I can get my Eagle Scout project with this. And since then, it's developed into like me being interested and me being developed into it, and actually like learning about these sustainable things and becoming like informed. And well, that's Gene.
I'd also list the rest of our main team, which is Nathan and I, Stuart, of course, and our two other members that you'll be hearing more from during the later half of this show, Sam and Lucas. So yeah, next please. Here is kind of a over time plot map of the area. The further back on the SketchUp drawing is kind of like where it is, where it was, and as you come closer, the larger, that's like its future progression, with the end being the final result. These SketchUp drawings were made by Lucas. Next, please. Just a closer shot of the final area. You can see some of the demonstrations that we'd like to have. This is just kind of like what we hope it will turn into, our ideal situation for it.
Some of the things that might be added to, we're looking for overall design concepts. We'd like to have a lot of our structures built out of native bamboo and other sustainable building materials, so there's opportunity for all kinds of architectural design that goes with sustainability, as well as the energy and the gardens and the food production.
Here's a plot map to scale, I believe, that shows a bird's eye view of the area. On the far right, on that black strip of land, is the parking lot. That borders PK Avenue, just to give you a sense of direction. That large gray rectangle is where we would envision the hydroponic, aquaponic area to be. The small green area on the left is kind of is where the greenhouse is, and will continue to be built. And then towards the top, all those smaller gray squares will be the demonstration areas. I'm pointing like they can see me. But next, please. Just another view of it. Same thing, just from I guess an isometric view. Next, please. Here's one of our community partners, Susan Weish. She taught us about landscaping and how we can utilize the land we have, and ways that we can make it into a good learning center and take advantage of what we've been given in the land behind the middle school. Next, please. Nathan.
Okay, this is Chris Kisser and Ed
Chichin.
I'm not going to even try because I'm going to mess it up, and I don't want to do that. But they are the guys from Maui Aquaponics. They're up in Wai'ehe. Yeah, and we went to their facility one day, and we saw all their tanks of fish. I forget what it was. I think it was tilapia.
Yeah, tilapia.
And,
that picture's none of us, by the way.
Oh, no. And they were growing tilapia and lettuce there. And we toured the facility and saw how they could take the idea of it and then shrink it down for our purposes. And it was really cool to learn about it.
Yeah, they seemed really into the idea of coming out there too. And
yeah.
So.
And then down the line, it could create jobs for students.
And that's one of the things we'd really like to do is partner up with people who have either energy companies or besides just ideas, if they want to have a project that reaches out to the community, it would be great to we're looking for partners from just every part of the community.
Exactly. And I wanted to talk about the triple bottom line, which is people, planet, and profit. So it's just a way of looking at development or projects that both is economic, okay, so this, like you said, this could create job opportunities. I don't know if it will actually produce anything. If you actually produce something, then you're adding to the economy. Planet, ecological, I mean, that's pretty obvious. This is very much about ecology. And then people, like you were saying the other day, that this brings the community together. It helps with people working together, and it also helps with bringing the knowledge of energy generation, food generation to the people, so it's not just having to be, large corporations that just do it all, and then everybody's just kind of has to deal with whatever happens.
Well, and the corporation part of it could fit in also, because if there's some businesses that have some examples of sustainable business, either structure or practices, and they can find a way to put it up in a demonstration, we'd really welcome that. And the economic part of it, of course, is the education that's happening with this project now will be really the future. And so the kids who learn these things now and run with them will have help the whole community be more secure and have their own economic security too.
Exactly, and then they'll start thinking in a more sustainable way, instead of the old way, which was everything was separate, or there's been this kind of dichotomy, especially on Maui, where the environmentalists are over here, and then the people that are saying we want jobs are over here, and not seeing that it's actually totally tied together. Exactly. That without pristine landscapes, we don't have a tourist economy, but without, we got to make sure that people have a way to earn a living, because you can't have people starving or without homes. Exactly. So it's all important together.
Yeah, and it really is the way. I mean, all the studies are showing that these projects are financial generators. They're money generators.
Exactly. Exactly. So you're actually creating something, and then it's kind of like seeing when you're a kid, and your mom says clean up your room, or don't waste. It's kind of the same. Only we're grown-ups and learning that if you waste now, somebody's going to pay for it later.
Right, and we'll have conservation. Obviously, will be another major part of it, and whatever ways we can think of demonstrating that, showing how much electricity is being used by things, and hopefully inspiring the kids to go home, take that home with them, tell their folks about it, and help spread it.
Exactly. So did you folks have any more things you wanted to add? I know you did the slideshow. Is there something that you feel like additional you wanted to add?
This was Stuart Zinner, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a hard time reading from way over here. Yeah, he came and talked to us about solar energies and how we can best use those. He was a cool guy. Next one.
Certainly was. This is Cliff Ryden from Blue Pacific Energy. He came and talked to us about wind power, and he tried to sell some windmills for our eventual park. At least that was my take on it. But it was very informal too. He's a really nice guy. So if you're in need of a windmill, Blue Pacific Energy is the way to go. Next slide. Oh,
this is Dave Hanley. Dave has been very, very helpful.
Yeah, really.
To say the least.
Yeah, definitely. He's used, out of the goodness of his heart, he's used his backhoe on multiple occasions to help clear out the land and spread wood chips around. And since he's helped us clear out the space, it looks 100 times nicer than it did before. So. Next, please. Oh, this is just dates we had the land clearing on. That's just a picture of a backhoe. Next slide. Oh, this is the sign that we erected about maybe 2 months ago. Sam, one of our other members I talked about, he painted it. It has Stuart's phone number on it and our name. And then we spent a few hours coming out there digging through the ground and putting it up. Next, please. Just another better shot of the sign.
Just cuts off the top.
Yeah, just got slightly better. Next. This is, we just started. Nathan can talk about the fencing.
We got the fencing from Home Depot, and right now in the middle school garden we have just a pile of fencing material and material for the greenhouse that we've been slowly putting up. This past weekend we had a work day with the Boy Scouts.
We had a work
day with the Boy Scouts, and then we got up all the poles, and then
augured through it.
We augured through it. There's some tough land to get through. It's like rock. And then this past Tuesday, we put up our first 50 feet of fencing. So we have like a kind of just a partial fence just hanging there, waiting to be returned to. So we're slowly but surely putting that stuff up, and then once that's up, I guess we're going to go off onto the structure.
Yep, it's going pretty well so far. Back to just another shot of the fencing, or same shot from earlier. Next, please. Some more shots of us putting up the fence. That's Sam over on the right.
It looks like a nice point of view shot.
I know. It's hard to see the viewfinder on my
What's
phone.
that a point of view of? You?
Yeah, it's my leg. I think you can faintly see some string line, which we used to set the poles up. Yeah. It wasn't just a vanity shot. Yeah. All right, next.
It looks nice.
Yeah, thank you.
There's the auger on the left, and then maybe a finished hole on the right. It might not be finished, I can't tell, but
that was on the land that was actually not too bad to drill through.
Yeah, there's like one line of it was sand, and then another line was just rock.
Yeah, compact asphalt, other stuff from when the lot used to be a base yard.
Yeah. Okay, next. Looks like us putting in one of our posts on the left, and then on the right, I can't quite make that out. Do you know what that is?
It's
There's a post.
Yeah, it's some posts.
Oh, okay.
All right, next, please. Just more shots of the construction of the fence. There's us unrolling the chain link on the left.
Our first 50 feet.
Yep, and then a shot of us using a come along and a claw to pull the fence tight. And that's kind of where we're at now.
Yeah.
All right, next, please. And that brings us to the end of the presentation. There's the website address at the bottom down there. And feel free to not jot that down, visit it.
Please do, actually.
Yeah.
Right, we've also got an email address in case you want to contact us, which is ESLC@KiheiCharter.org. One of the other exciting things about it is that the technology is always changing. So whatever we put in now will be good for a little while, but next year a new group of students will come along, there'll be new inspiration, they'll get to revise the entire center, and it'll be constantly updating itself, and the students will always be able to learn new things with it.
Right, right, right. And yeah, it's because it's a learning center. It's not
Exactly.
a static thing. It's just something that can keep going. And so so the public can enter the contest, and then once a winner is chosen, will the exhibit be up on, when can they look at the exhibit?
Well, the contest is scheduled to conclude at the end of March. And the winners should be announced by the end of the following month of April. So we're coming up on it. We don't want to exclude anybody from continuing to send in submissions, though. So if for some reason somebody doesn't have their entry finished in time, there may be additional land, additional space to be able to put into other exhibits. But
should they contact you and say, okay, I'm going to be there?
Oh, absolutely. That email address that I just gave, ESLC@kiheicharter.org, is the way to get in touch.
Okay, so we have a video. My Netra's News crew came out to the school, as you know, and shot a video. And so, and then after that, I have some PSAs of some, I think it's middle school kids on the mainland that they did for ecology. So just to kind of highlight ecology and education. So let's.
Netra's News at the Kihei Charter School.
There's your blue shirt.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so what are you guys doing here today?
We are putting up our fence. We have a work day with the Boy Scouts. I'm a Boy Scout myself. I'm doing this as my Eagle project, setting up this fence. It's all around us. That's what we're doing today.
Okay, and then what is the purpose of the fence?
Secure the land. Keep people out who don't want out, and keep our stuff in.
Okay, so this is basically, this is a huge area here. So this is basically going to be, been leased to the Kihei Charter School or donated to the Kihei Charter School for this event?
We have, I think, a 3-year lease on it right now for the Learning Center.
Wow, that's awesome. And right here in your backyard. And will customers at Azeka Plaza be able to see it?
Yeah, I mean, it's right here. They just look over. Here's going to be able to see it from parking lots. It's not going to be hidden off by a giant wall or anything.
So would you like to show me what you've been doing here with making the fence?
Okay, sure. So we've been using an auger and this wood chipper thing to clear out these holes here. And then we cut the post down to 74 inches and then we put it in the post. Make it plumb, and then we fill it in with concrete, and then it makes it nice and even and tall, like those. We only have a few more to do.
Excellent. And then who's going to put the mesh on, or the actual fencing?
We are too, but we're probably not going to get to that today.
Great. What is all that mulch over there?
We're going to use it to spread out on the ground for our floor.
Oh, so a mulch floor. So it'll make you feel kind of like you're at a farm exhibition or something.
I suppose, yeah.
Wood chips. And I was going to say, what if it rains? But we're in Kihei, so I guess that's not a big concern here in Kihei.
And a big part of it is going to be community partners. So we need people to come in and have exhibits here to show off what they can do for sustainability and renewable energy and stuff.
Is there anything, since we're here at the site, is there anything that you wanted to show me? Or is that, what's that over there?
That's the middle school
Okay,
garden.
so over there is the middle school garden.
Well, since we have a camera, we might as well use our time to do that. What is this over here?
All right, I'll let Dylan talk on that.
This is going to be a greenhouse area. We're going to put, there's translucent roofing over there. You might not be able to see it on a lot of other building materials. We're going to use the roofing, shade cloth, and plywood to create half walls, and they can use it for a greenhouse similar to what they have over there.
So you've got some papaya here. I see some bananas.
Yeah, these are the building materials, the chain link fencing, the gate that we're going to install. So, it's all here. There's the translucent roofing I was talking about.
For the greenhouse part.
Yeah.
What is this area right now? What is this called?
This is just the middle school garden. They've been working on it for a couple years now. They have their whole banana trees, papaya trees, wood chips on the ground. I think it's best to have wood chips because it's more sustainable in Kihei opposed to having to water grass a lot and waste a lot of water.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we are in a desert, so it makes sense to have this. It also breaks down to soil eventually.
Right.
And they have all their plants. I think they have squash in here, some stuff like that. I'm not too certain.
Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, I came here like a year or two ago and it wasn't happening yet. So this is all...
Yeah, they also eat lunch over there under that tent. So they get to eat lunch out here and have an outdoor experience in such a small school.
It says common name papaya, Hawaiian name papaya, scientific name, Carica papaya, uses food, cooking aid. The stem and bark are used in rope production, origin tropical America and southern Mexico. Just information on the plant.
Information about the plant. So we've got papaya. Let's come look at, see what else we got here. Looks like some really nice squash.
Basil.
Basil, you can even smell it to find out what it is. It smells great. And is that corn over there?
It could be.
Okay, so we got a little bit of lettuce. And then let's see, what do we have under the shade cloth there? Beans?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, they actually might have soybeans.
Oh, and tomatoes. Look at those little cherry, are they cherry tomatoes or they're just young?
I think those are cherry tomatoes.
Oh yeah, I was just saying that it's really cool that we have the bird sanctuary over here too. There's no commercial buildings in our land, so I'm sure they like it just as much as we like the land, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then you're starting to create an ecosystem, a little oasis right here in Kihei.
Exactly. It's also easier to garden because you dig down about 2 feet and hit water, so.
Oh, really?
Or maybe more like 3 feet, but still,
okay,
there's water
so
down
the
there.
water table is seeping right from there.
Yep.
So Lucas, what is this right here?
This is something the middle school made. It's I believe it's the solar dehydrator. Over here, I guess they also have, the middle school made these too, raised garden beds. Over here, looks like they have one uncompleted, but looks like those are ready to be planted in. Just add some soil. I think those are better for Kihei because Kihei is still a desert, so you kind of want to keep like actual soil and gardening area is pretty small, so you don't have to waste any water.
Yeah.
But
have it percolate out and evaporate out.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
What on earth are photovoltaics?
Photovoltaics are a form of solar power. A panel with an array of photovoltaic cells converts rays from the sun into electricity.
Photovoltaics are the world's fastest growing energy technology, and they do not emit greenhouse gases that cause climate change. To learn more about solar power, contact the Department of Energy at this web address or toll-free number.
The future's looking bright.
What on earth is geothermal energy?
The intense heat inside the Earth's core is geothermal energy. Hot water or steam inside the Earth's core can be piped to turbines to generate electricity.
Geothermal energy is renewable, and best of all, it can help reduce global warming. To learn more about geothermal energy, contact the U.S. Department of Energy at this web address or toll-free number.
Geothermal energy for the 21st century!
Some cars today are running on pure vegetable oils. That's right, cars are now being fueled by corn oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, and even used cooking oil.
Growing vegetables for fuel can bring back jobs for American farmers. All vegetable oils, when burned as fuel, do not contribute to global warming.
Because they're renewable. To learn more about vegetable oil fuel, go to emnw.org. That's emnw.org. The future's looking bright.
Getting it ready for you. Getting it ready for my generation. No ozone depletion. Discover hydrogen fuel
at forhydrogen.com.
The future's looking bright.
Hey, what do you lazy juvenile delinquents think you're doing? Sit down!
Who are you?
And turn that off. I'm the electricity fairy. So stop wasting electricity. Kids, don't be dim, be bright, and turn off the lights. She's beautiful.
Watch it, buddy!
Vehicles that burn harmful gasoline heavily pollute our environment.
But now there's a new way we can start saving the earth and use our vehicles. It's called hydrogen fuel. It's a water-based fuel and it doesn't harm the earth.
What's so amazing about hydrogen fuel is that when it works, its byproduct is steam, which means it's recyclable.
For more about hydrogen fuel, contact the Department of Energy at this web address or number.
It's time for the 1997 recycle sale.
And it's time to get rid of those old wasteful attitudes and make room for our new and improved our attitudes.
That's right. Reuse, reduce, and recycle.
Look at this new, unused piece of college ruled paper. Once you use one side, there's a whole other side.
2 in 1.
And the truth is, this can be possible with any ordinary piece of paper.
You can recycle too.
At the recycle bin.
We'll save the trees!
For many centuries, sunken hearts have been told, do not worry, there are plenty of other fish in the sea. Today, our Pacific Northwest salmon are no longer plenty. I'm Captain Ozone. You can help save them. Call 1-800-SOS-SALMON. The time to act is now.
Okay, well, what did you folks think about those? Oh, wait, sorry. We have new guests, if you're all wondering kind of what happened. We switched out here. We now have Gene Zarro, who is the chairman of the board and one of the founders of the Kihei Charter School. We have Lucas Zarro, obviously his son, who is a student and also a project manager of the Energy and Sustainability Learning Center, yep. And Sam Warren, also a project manager and student at Kihei Charter School. So anyway, so you just saw that video. What did you think about those videos?
I love the PSAs. Those middle schoolers are great. You know, there's a lot of good, and you know, they hit basic points like what is a photovoltaic. Yeah. I think sometimes we forget, you know, the primary steps. Like we talk about photovoltaics, but there are some people that may not know what a photovoltaic is. It's just like charter schools. We talk about charter schools, and some people don't know what a charter school is.
and you just, you know, it's in anything new in society, you just got to keep saying it. And cell phones, like for instance, that's one of the things that ring. Okay. So
I thought they were great PSAs. And who is that? Is that you? That's got to be you.
Is that you? No, mine's on vibrate.
I would never do such a thing such as that. Okay. So anyway, okay, they gave up. So anyway, so tell me what are you? Tell me about this. What did you want to talk about? Ecology, sustainability in education, and how is it working in education?
Well, I think the important thing is that if you're going to pursue ideas in education, you have to have a venue to do it in.
Right.
I mean, if you want our students to take the opportunity to explore sustainable products, sustainable food sources and energy, then where are they going to do this?
Right.
They can't just do it in an ordinary classroom. So when we looked out at our backyard, the middle schoolers had done a great job with putting in a garden in the first half.
Yeah.
And they've done it on their own with their faculty, and it's a huge success. We actually eat the papayas. You know, we actually, grow eggplant and all this great stuff. But then we had the second half.
Yeah.
And it had to be more than a garden. It had to be an outdoor lab, had to be an outdoor classroom where our students could go ahead and have a place to knock things around, to put things together, to not have to worry about what fits within four walls. I mean, our school doesn't fit within four walls in the first place. So, we've grown way past school in a building.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. And then what are we going to do out here? Well, the most important pressing issue right now, especially on Maui, is the cost of gas, the cost of food, you know, and these things will disappear. I mean, the high costs will disappear the more we become self-reliant.
Exactly.
So that was my own impetus for trying to get some of these students to see if that was a good idea with them. And then when Stuart came along and said, Gene, we have to do something here. And I said, Stuart, you are the perfect guy. And he's shown up every single Tuesday to work with these kids, I mean, since the beginning of the year. And it's really been, we're very fortunate to have community members like Stuart come out and carry the ball.
Absolutely.
Turn it into, I like to say, where the rubber hits the road.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of people yakking out there.
Everybody's talking about sustainability.
Someone's got to do something.
Energy. Exactly. Wonderful. So, Lucas, you were featured in that video, and so would you like to add some more about, like Gene was talking about, that your school is student-based learning? So how does that work for you?
So like for this project, I'm getting an independent project credit for it, which I'm going to need one every single year. And for that, I mean, let's see, student-based learning. I do projects all the time. I'm definitely not a Boy Scout, so I don't get an I don't get an Eagle for that merit badge.
Right.
But I am getting credit for this for school, which is great. Let's see, what else?
What is your project? What is your part of this project? Excuse me.
Yes, no, ask the questions. Go for it.
Not too sure. Yeah, questions are good. So my personal part in this project is pretty much land actual usage. So if they're going to need water, I'm going to need to trench out there and get some water somehow.
Okay.
And right now we're just running it off the back of the building, which isn't going to be long term. We're going to need to trench it out and have our own water source out there. Also, I made all those SketchUps and plot maps, so I try to make sure that I'm going to organize the land accordingly. So, like, for example, one of the demonstrations we're going to have is a windmill. And in order to have a windmill on a piece of property, the amount of height it is needs to be longer, or actually shorter, than the distance away from the perimeter. Because if the windmill is to ever fall, it cannot fall on someone else's land. So that's kind of something cool I learned in this project, but it's something I'm going to need to account for later. Also, I needed to figure out some parking lot things, how big are the spaces, all that. So I talked to my brother, who's an architect, and I designed from there on. Let's see, I gave a certain piece of land for Dylan for his structure. I'm going to be giving pieces of land for different demonstrations. And I gave a big piece of land to the aquaponics area because if we were to have them, it'd be nice to maybe eventually get some actual profit from them, which we could potentially get.
There you go. There you go. Actually making a profit.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And yes, we are doing callers. This is a call-in show. If you want to ask any questions from these guests, 873-3430. So Sam, what is your connection to this project?
I'm sort of the PR guy and support staff as well. I just generally help out with getting the word about the project out and just helping with whatever needs to be done, really.
The website, yeah, you did a great job on the website.
Thank you. And I'm currently also working on improving the website a bit more, so hopefully I'll have that done within 2 weeks.
Well, now that, you know, so many people are going to be watching this show and they're just going to like run to the website and enter the contest, you know, you'll get flooded.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what we're hoping for, actually.
Yeah. So maybe talk a little bit about charter school and project-based learning.
I think that's a good subject for this particular project because it really highlights what project-based learning is. It's first, in order for a project to be successful, you need someone to take it on. In order for them to take it on, it needs to be their idea or their passion or something that they want to learn more about.
That's true.
You can't just say, you know, Sam, go out and tell me all about fire engines. If he doesn't give a rip about fire engines, you're going to get 3 paragraphs and that's about it.
Yeah.
But if you tell him to give me a subject that you're interested in,
yeah,
then get out of the way. And that's the important thing, is get out of the way.
Exactly.
And then what the adults at the charter school do, they try and coach. You know, the important thing nowadays for a teacher is to be a coach. That's why we try and call them facilitators and let the students explore, let them do their thing. So what this creates, like I said earlier, is a venue for projects to take place in. So for those students, and we have a lot of students at Kihei Charter School that are definitely environmentally conscious. We do our sciences outdoors, you know, with the world around them, so it's relevant. So a project-based school will now say, for those of you, we'll have our project managers, who are faculty members I'm talking about now, who will say, you know what, we've got this open lab out there. It's about 1 acre of land. It's focused on energy and sustainability. If you have any ideas in that direction, let us know. What are your ideas? We have a place for you to do it and some support to help you resource it.
Right.
You know, and that is, at that point, in a good project-based learning experience, they're not only going to be talking about photovoltaic cells, they're going to also have to be doing some research. They're going to have to be writing about it. They may have to do an animation about how it's going to work. They may have to do a website for PR. These are all aspects of a project that we would incorporate. And they would have to know the science behind it. So that's really what project-based learning is about. And what we're trying to do is encourage. Encourage is not as important as creating the venue.
Yeah.
And that's what this is. This is a venue for the projects to take place in.
Right.
So that's what we do.
And I think that's totally awesome. And it totally fits with my view on education, that if everybody is doing what they love, you don't have to, you know, force people to work. You know, you pay people to do so people need the money to live, but it's not like a drudgery, you know, and then a lot of the social problems that we have would just be gone if everybody was motivated to learn, and because learning was fun and learning was encouraged, and then, you know, then it just happens. Unlike, you know, our No Child Left Behind, which thinks you have to force people to learn. I don't think that's true. I mean, if you take a 2-year-old, you're constantly telling them, stop exploring because you're destroying the house. Because that's, you know, that's what people do. People are curious. And then as we grow older, we learn how to do it in a, you know, getting along with others way. But it's just curiosity and learning and wanting to know. So how do you guys feel about project-based learning?
Oh, project-based learning is great in our school specifically because I'm able to do pretty much a project on anything I want, which it actually makes me want to kind of learn about something that I want to do. So, for example, last year I did a project on robotics. At first, it was just a part of a group, but then I eventually ended up turning it into my own project because I really like doing it, and I got a credit for that. Which you're going to need every year again. I say that over and over because you can't graduate without those.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Sam, did you do any projects recently? Any good projects?
Other than this one, no.
Well, But yeah, the projects at the school are pretty great. And in some classes, we actually need projects that they kind of direct us on, but they give us freedom, and you can make it a video, a website, PowerPoint, a poster board, anything you want really. And they're pretty good on that.
For example, I was walking through the middle school class just a couple days ago, and these are 6th graders I was observing, maybe 7th graders, and the facilitator, the teacher in the room, was working on a sociology lesson on World War II. Now, the students were allowed to pick any aspect of World War II. So you have to hit the core curriculum.
Right.
So it's not to make people think that we don't hit the basics, because you have to hit the basics.
Right, that's still the
But
law.
it's how do you do it?
Right.
So they're doing, the topic of the day is World War II. There's 27 7th graders in the class. They're all in front of a computer, and they all have access to the internet, and they all had to go to any World War II topic they wanted to go to.
Okay.
So if you look at 27 monitors, you're going to see, you know, medicine of World War II, the boys, the guns, and the armament of World War II, and every aspect of World War II you can imagine. But they all chose that.
Right.
And now they're going, and the pages are flipping up, and they're all engaged, and they're chatting with each other a little bit, and that's sustainable energy.
Exactly.
And that's what we need to containerize.
Sustainable people energy.
Yep.
I actually attended an event at the high school last year, and it was World Issues.
Right. Right.
And they invited the community, and it wasn't a whole lot of us people there, but I was there. And the students were all in these pods, and there was like, you know, hunger, overpopulation, housing, you know, probably water, food, all the kind of core issues. And then us community people got to go from topic to topic, and the students had you know, they had prepared things that they were going to say about that, and then we, the community people, got to say our views or solutions or whatever on that, and I thought it was awesome. It was, you know, just about, you know, really looking at things.
Yep. You know, I was talking to Stuart just about an hour ago before we got here, and a couple things came to mind. You know, like, why are we doing this? We have to change the culture.
Yeah.
And you change a culture by working with the generation.
That's true.
Our culture of TVs, you know, where you have to actually get up and change the channel, and phones that are connected to the wall, you know, and stuff like that. The young people today don't have that culture.
Yeah.
Their culture is in the digital world. So we have successfully change the culture to a digital culture, at least for the generation that's coming up. In order for us to change the culture for sustainability, we have to start with the kids.
Exactly.
They have to know a sustainable lifestyle is not only necessary, but by choice, it's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And if that's what they know and that's what they carry through life, all it's going to take is 20 years and this problem will be solved, because the next generation that lives a sustainable lifestyle will have changed the culture. And that's what we need to do.
Exactly.
But someone has to actually get the motion going.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this will just be a start and a catalyst for these guys to promote something that they know when they leave is going to change. And it's going to change every year because it's got to be on the cutting edge.
Right,
you know.
exactly.
So that's one of the things we like to do.
Absolutely. And it's not, it's in addition to the physical aspect of sustainability and, you know, not having pollution, not having, you know, emissions, keeping food security, but it's also a way of thinking, which is that everybody affects everybody. You know, it's that kind of triple bottom line. Everybody, you know, we're all in this together kind of mindset, instead of like the siloed, you know, I'm going to do my thing, I'm going to do my thing, I'm going to do my thing, and realize that we are a community, and everybody's actions affects everybody else's actions.
That's right. That's right, and it's very important to for people to grow up with that awareness.
Yeah.
And once that happens, then you also other things happen. You know, you don't impose on people. You don't. You know, other behaviors will start to kick in.
Exactly.
And that solves a whole bunch of problems.
Right, like how, for instance, how athletics actually helps with academics. You know,
absolutely.
So everything is connected. So the sustainability will help. I mean, in addition to a more sustainable world, I am personally interested in a world without war.
No kidding.
What a concept.
Well, that's how noble of you.
I mean, wouldn't you agree that that's a
considering
goal?
We spend 90% of the world's money on armaments and war and everything else? Of course, it would be wonderful to have peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace.
Imagine.
Well, what do you guys think about peace and war?
Yeah, it's a good way to go, but I mean, there's other countries that might not think so, and we're going to need to act accordingly. So,
obviously, we're talking to a military person here.
Oh, you're going to.
I wouldn't say I'm going to join yet, or even planning on it, but it's a way I could go. I mean, it doesn't seem too bad to protect the country I'm in. I like America, personally.
And how about you, Sam?
I'm not really much of a military person, and I honestly believe that we should do everything possible to make peace possible, so.
That's very nice.
Sort of my view.
So are you being infringed upon by those flowers?
A little bit. I can scoot over a bit.
So living in harmony with the flowers. Sometimes they go a little bit, you know, birds of paradise come a little bit into your space.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so maybe just, I mean, I kind of briefly hit on it, so maybe explain to the audience precisely what you want them to do with this competition.
I think that the community, and you know, Stuart has done a great job, and you saw some of the names that have come up on the slideshow of bringing experts to our meetings every Tuesday. These 4 project managers have had a college course on sustainability thanks to the people Stuart has walked through and attended our meetings. And I appreciate the generosity of their time to come and take out an hour or two of a morning and talk to students, you know, which is great. So I think what the community, I would like to see the community step up and realize that there are benefits for those in the industry, whether they're photovoltaic or windmill or aquaponics or hydroponics or bamboo as a lumber source or any of these areas. And we haven't even touched on the agriculture. In between all the buildings will be sustainable agriculture, indigenous, medicinal, ornamental. You know, that will be the dividing lines between the buildings. So we learned from Susan that the buildings should be, you know, about 10 feet apart because you need a 4-foot bed, because when you're kneeling on the outside of the bed, you got to be able to reach into the bed. And if it's a 6-foot bed, you can't really reach all the way in.
Yeah.
So, unless you're a basketball player.
No, yeah.
So those are sort of the things that these guys have learned along the way. And there's benefits for the community.
Yeah.
We're open to them putting their sign on it that says, photovoltaic panels donated by, call me.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Take advantage of this.
Why not encourage commerce, people that are selling the right thing?
Especially if you want to encourage the right industries.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to be a marketing piece as well for sustainability.
Yeah.
That there is a profit potential here. You know, so
everybody needs to make a living.
So I'd like the community to know that. To come forward, go to our website, find Stuart's phone number.
Yeah. It was on the
It's on the sign.
It's on the sign, yeah, and it was on the video, yeah.
Yeah. And come and join us every Tuesday morning.
Every Tuesday
9 o'clock,
morning.
we meet down at the Lipoa Center campus, our middle school campus. And come on down. Say hi.
Okay, so the public is invited to come to that.
They should call Stuart only because sometimes we're in the field. Okay. Sometimes we went up to the Maui Aquaponics.
Yeah.
So they should let us know they're coming.
To know what the
just in case we're not there.
What the precise plan is.
Yeah. Well, we have moved around a little bit, but.
So, so what else? What else, guys?
On the project, let's see. Sam, anything to add, really?
Not that I can think of. I mean,
what else do you do besides the website so far to help us out?
Well, I made the sign. I mean, but I haven't been in this project as long as you guys have. So
yeah, he's kind of a new member.
Yeah.
So he hasn't really done too much yet.
Great. He's the workforce. He's the sign. He does the artwork for the sign, does the website, and just keeps looking for places to do more.
Yeah.
What I'd like to say to the community is,
yeah.
I'm going to do a little commercial for Kihei Charter School.
Go for it.
If this is interesting to you, as a parent of a student, we're a public school. It's a free school. It's the only school with a local school board.
Yes.
And on Maui. And we're in enrollment period right now. So if you go to our website, kiheicharter.org, we are enrolling students now for the upcoming school year. So if this is interesting to you, we do have, we're #1 in the state for the math scores that serve public high school students. And our language arts scores are off the charts. And I only say that because it's not that projects are leaving everything else behind.
Exactly.
You don't create a good product if you don't have good core educational, subject matter that they excel in, and our kids do great.
Yeah.
So the core areas we're hot on.
Yeah.
Math scores off the charts, language arts scores off the charts, and the kids are engaged all day, and it's a good, safe school. So if this is something you want for your students, kiheicharter.org, we're in enrollment session right now.
And just to dispel some myths, so the school is free. It's
free.
Just like
it's
a regular old public school. And what about kids, disabled kids, or kids with special learning needs?
I'm glad you asked that, because being successful sometimes brings out critics.
Yes, of course.
And one of the criticisms is, well, of course, you select your students. That is so much baloney. It is against the federal law to do that. It's a public school. Yes. We accept our students in a blind lottery. And so it doesn't matter to us what their physical or mental or capabilities are, or what their background is, or what their ethnicity is. None of that. That's all against the law, So we don't do that. We select by blind lottery. Now, say there was a special ed student, like every special ed student in the state of Hawaii, if not the country, after they decide where they want to go and if they're accepted by lottery, then the team comes together and decides if this is the best fit. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it could happen anywhere. They could go to Maui High, they can go Baldwin, wherever. The IEP team comes together and decides, is this the best fit for this student?
Okay.
And then if Kihei Charter School is the best fit, they are accepted and they are integrated. We have what's called a full inclusion program. It's great. It really is. That's a good question. Thank you for asking that.
Okay, good. And so we have had a great show here, and so I want to thank my crew. Did an awesome job. And Netra's News is also on YouTube. And so if you didn't get a chance to watch, if you obviously got a chance. If your friends didn't get a chance to watch, have them watch it on YouTube. And we look forward to seeing you next week, or in 2 weeks, on Netra's News. Aloha.